Hi. This is an urban legend that's actually within my family. It's a story that my father told me about my great great uncle Port Richards. Port Richards was in charge of handling the family shipping company. Shipping companies shipped to places like South America, Tampa Bay, and Ponta Rasa. My father had a cousin named Frank Richards who lived in Ponta Rasa. And that's actually where my father received his first name from. My father recalled going to visit his great uncle Frank Richards in Ponta Rasa on a Sunday afternoon, and he was just a boy, and he asked him if he would take them fishing, him and his cousins fishing, and he replied to him, "No, no, no, we can't go fishing uh, on account of it being the Lord's Day." But he said that he would take the boys later on in his boat out to the sandbar to go swimming. Upon arriving at their usual swimming spot, they parked the boat and let the boys go swimming, and a great big grouper jumped straight out of the water and into the boat. And my uncle Frank, his uncle Frank, looked at my father and he said, "Now see there, son, the good Lord was blessing us for not fishing on Sunday." Now the thing you need to know about my great great uncle Port Richards is that he was very tall, 6'4", and he loved to travel. So the story goes, my father uh, was headed out with his other cousin, Seth Howard, to drill a well. He was a well driller, and they were going to drill a well. And when they pulled up to the property, the gatekeeper noticed their resemblance to another family member. Um, and he started to talk to them, and they got to talking, and he just started talking on about the good old days and asked them if they'd ever heard the story of my great great uncle Port Richards. Well, neither one of them had, so the gatekeeper proceeded to tell them the story. Port Richards decided to take a trip out of town since he liked to travel all the time. He didn't go anywhere special, just this little town about an hour away. He was just looking for a nice, quiet place to go where he could relax for the weekend, kick back, not worry about anything, not run into any trouble. But while he was in town, he ended up running into a really big bully. This bully was extremely tall, like Port Richards. And he was known around those parts for being the biggest, meanest dude around. He had never been beat by anyone ever before, and he enjoyed picking fights with other men who were tall and big like him. One night, my great great uncle Port Richards went out for a nightcap and was met inside the saloon by the big bad bully of the town. The bully threatened to beat up Port Richards. Port Richards looked at him and said, "Well, let's step outside." So they stepped outside in front of the whole town. It was just like the wild, wild west, with the exception that there weren't going to be it wasn't going to be gunslinging, it was going to be fist fighting. Port Richards proceeded to beat the crap out of that bully in the street right in front of the gentleman's club, or gentleman's clothing store, rather, that the bully actually owned. The people were watching in shock as they saw the bully fall to the ground and just end up motionless before them in the street. After a few minutes, the bully got up and said, "No one has ever beaten me before today." And he paid proper respect to my great great uncle Port Richards, by asking him into his gentleman's store and giving him a brand new suit and a cigar for being the very first person to have beaten him. Thank you.